Okay, recording this video on Saturday the 16th of April 2022. It's just gone 10:18 p.m. Chicago time. It's just gone 5:18 in the afternoon here in Hawaii. It's a rainy day on the island of Kauai, so I thought I would put out a video. I'm going to talk about gold and silver in this video because I don't know about you, but if you kind of start obsessing about charts on the weekend, and I just can't take my eyes off the gold and silver chart at the moment, so I'm going to show you what I'm seeing on there. Also going to contrast it with the Bitcoin chart, which I talked about a month ago, and a month ago I was bullish on Bitcoin and bearish on the precious metals, and we had a really nice run up in Bitcoin that's kind of come off a little bit now. But I'm kind of flipping the story a little bit at the moment because I think I'm late to the party on this gold and silver trade. Anyway, I'll show you my charts. But before getting to that, just to update you on the big trade, the short E-mini that I took the open of Sunday evening last week. It's been a slowish week on this trade, up and down a little bit, but still in it, still short, and this was the original signal for getting into the trade. It's an under the lip pattern. Look at last week's or the last video that I did to get an update on what that pattern actually consists of. But that's where the short happened. So this is a continuous contract of the E-mini, so this is day and night session. So we're in short at 44.8650. That was right at the open on Sunday, and we're about 100 points up at the moment, which is good. Came close on Thursday evening. I was like, I need to move my stop in and maybe kind of get out of this, or reverse out of this. But Friday kind of came good, and we kind of closed on the lows. The Nasdaq was down nastily on Friday, particularly Friday afternoon. So I'm hoping that we'll get some downdraft on this trade next week, and that'll take us closer to the target. But anyway, so that's where it stands. Short 86.50. This is the stop sitting up here, and I've just put in a notional target of 4,000, somewhere below these lows, in order to get kind of a decent risk reward on this trade, because that was a big risk on there. But anyway, it's looking good. 15-minute chart, a couple of things to show you. First of all, so this is day session only, so at es.d, day session only. So the short was taken here, gapped down on the Monday, and then these little retraces. This retrace here, you can see the professionals sold it down at that point, and we had a stair step down, which is good. The retracement back here, driven by the amateurs up bars, so that movement is weak. And similarly here, amateur up bar and kind of coming down, so it's weak on these retraces. We've got an exhaustion sell going on at this point here, a couple of these bang 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 kind of patterns going on, but I'm liking this, rather than this being kind of plumbing the bottom, I think this might be the next leg down. This was kind of definitely getting the move going. Similarly, amateur up bars into the retrace, showing it's weak, and so we kind of come down, which is good, but I don't think this is kind of getting the move going. Sorry, I don't think this is ending the move here at this point, kind of mirroring getting the move going. I think we're going to see some more activity on the downside, and the reason for that is all of a sudden we're below supports on the 15-minute chart on all three time frames. So big things happen at triples. I like it when the triples are closer together than this. These are pretty widely spaced, but at this point we are well below the support on the lowest time frame, so that has to make pullback to end of trend. So we were not caught by the next highest time frame. In fact, it failed, and so we broke through that. And so what we're doing now is making a big trending move on the downside, and what I'm hoping is that on the big picture here, that we get across on the highest time frame on this 15-minute chart. These two kind of come together, and that will be our kind of signal. That pullback to end of trend will be where this move kind of goes to. So still short on that one, and going to see if we kind of get a little bit of movement to the downside, because I was expecting a little bit more last week, but maybe I'm always early expecting kind of big moves. But anyway, let's see how it turns out starting on with Monday's trade, although it's going to be quiet on Monday. Anyway, gold and silver. This is what I'm looking at on my chart. So this is the overbought, oversold kind of setup here. We've got the simplified version of the indicators, and what I like doing is pairing up two time frames, a low and an intermediate kind of time frame. On the tick bar settings for gold, 2250 on the lowest time frame, and then 3 times that, 6750 on the highest time frame. So on the highest time frame, you can see here what I'm interested in is this move down to the lows. Exhaustion sell at 1900, blue professional bars catch it, bang, and we're off. And then whenever we test back down, we have these little signs of strength kind of come in here, and those are bouncing ball signals kind of down here, bang, bang, bang. And we've just come up with Friday's activity to make a stair-step trade. So no blue professional bars taking profits up here. Instead, on the retrace here, we had more blue professional bars kind of come in, kind of taking those profits. So I think there's a little trade to be had here, you know, kind of breaking above here, breaking into 2000s and going up and testing, you know, 2100 or whatever. We did not have blue professional bars last time up here, so that for me wasn't kind of a significant level where the professionals kind of took profits. They were more interested in buying at the lows, and so we might be kind of seeing this level again and maybe kind of busting through it. On the lower time frame, you can see how that setup kind of happened down here. Blue professional bars at the lows, and we had some nice little triple signals kind of go off here. We didn't have triple signals on that time frame. Triple signals go off here where all 3 indicators come together: volume momentum, professional activity, and better sine wave with cyclical activity, all coming together at the lows and at the lows here. That was a nice little kind of entry. A little bit of weakness at that point, but it fails. We kind of keep on going through. That, for me, exhaustion buy is kind of getting the move going. And again, you can see this stair-step trade. The professionals kind of coming in, holding it at 65, and we stair-step the trailing stop, the professional stop, up. So again, you can have a quite tight little trade here, kind of in at whatever the open is, 77, with a stop down here, 63. So that might be good for a trade. The nice thing about kind of gold is that you've got all kinds of options, you know, whether you want to play the big contract or the smaller contracts. Bigger picture on gold is this, that we've made a really important kind of top up here at just under 2100. Exhaustion buy, blue professional bars at the high here, and we've kind of tested down a couple of times into 1900, into where they kind of bought the breakout, bang, took profits. And with these kind of big moves like this, and we're seeing it all kinds of things like, you know, wheat and corn are like this, to some extent crude possibly. I'd have to check my chart on that. But what we're doing is finding the bottom of this range, and then the move should be to test all the way back up to the top of that range. So this might be interesting for a you know, kind of a swing trade rather than a big long-term hold. I don't know, maybe it'll kind of keep on going, but certainly that's a nice kind of move to the upside. You know, kind of a 100-point move in gold is a big deal. And then we look at the daily chart. This is the pattern that I'm kind of concerned about. It's worrying that there's that much kind of blue professional bars kind of going on, but we normally kind of test the lows of that range, which we've done, and then test into the highs of that range. Silver, similar type thing. We had this is the tick bar settings for silver, again side by side, same deal, 900 tick bar chart and the 2700 tick bar chart, 3 times that. Down here we had a triple signal, a whole bunch of blue professional bars kind of coming at 2450, bang, buy it. And then they want some more here, and we get a nice little break. Triple signal kind of goes off. We kind of spend some time backwards and forwards, and now we've broken into a nice trade. Stair stepping on the way up, nice signs of strength kind of going on here on the 2700 tip bar chart. Nice support on the oversold indicator on better sine wave there. The 900 tip bar chart, there's the blue professional bars coming in at 24. And we've broken into this nice stair step kind of trade going up. On the higher time frame charts, so this is what I've been kind of rattling on every time I bring up the silver chart. It's this under the lip, massive under the lip pattern that we got all of this activity, you know, going up to $30. All the blue professional bars, exhaustion buy, bearish divergence, and this is kind of what I'm talking about when I see these big blue professional bar patterns like this. We test the low of the range and we go up and we test the high of the range, and that's a good swing trade, just here to here, and you kind of know those levels in advance, so you know that it's likely to bounce at that point, and once it's bounced there, it's got a high probability that it's going to go to the other side of the channel. And then we spend a lot of time backwards and forwards and kind of coming into lows. But we had exhaustion, sold bullish divergence, but no blue professional bars at the lows, and that's why I didn't want to get into this on a few weeks ago. I wasn't keen on this at all. And we had these blue professional bars, but we're sitting underneath this at 27.50. So this kind of pattern to test back up to there will be really interesting. And then as soon as you break through there, I mean, sky's the limit on silver there. And you go down at the 460-minute chart, which is again, a factor of 3 different. We had a triple signal here, and we tested the lows, and it's been a little bit junky, but we're seemingly on the tip bar chart. This is looking nice for a continuation of the breakout. So a month ago, I was not keen on the precious metals, and I was keen on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then now, a month later, I'm kind of keen on gold and silver, and not we're still basing on Bitcoin. I'm going to show you why. So here's Bitcoin on the 13,500 tip bar chart, which is what I like for kind of the long-term picture. So a month ago. So here we go. This is the picture a month ago. Exhaustion, sold, bullish divergence, blue professional bars, oversold, triple signal goes off. We have a race away immediately, and then we come back down and test that low. They catch it, the professionals catch it, and then we break up into this really nice kind of uptrending move. So exactly kind of just over a month ago. And so that's been a really nice trade. Stair step all the way up. You can see better pro-am stair stepping as the blue professional bars kind of show support for this. We keep on going up until finally we kind of reach a high and we break the stair step. So you can stair step all the way up to 47,000, and that was from I think 36, 37,000 kind of down there at the lows. And then we get our exhaustion buy, bearish divergence, and it's oversold, and we get a triple signal. And that at the beginning of this month was the beginning of the weakness that we've had. You can see as we kind of stair step down now. The pro-am kind of stair steps all the way down. And a couple of days ago we have a little signal, the first little signal there, and we're starting to look as if 39.40 is an important level. Some signs of strength kind of coming in here. We're bouncing around at this point. But what has me concerned is when we look at the daily chart on Bitcoin, is we're sitting underneath this. This is what drove on the daily chart. It was support on the intermediate time frame to resistance on the intermediate time frame. That's what drove the rally from that 37.8 level, whatever it was here, to $10,000 higher. And now we've got this weakness. It's not broken into a downtrend at that point, but we're waiting for that support to come in. We're underneath this resistance, so we should play out for the resistance to support to play out on the intermediate time frame. So it's possible we could break the little support that we got there on the daily time frame, the lowest time frame at 39, be caught by the next highest time frame. It's possible that this level will kind of hold. Maybe that's not enough blue professional bars or professional activity down there to kind of hold it. Who knows? But we're playing out the clock on this until that kind of comes in. Once that comes in, then we've got all our ducks in a row. We've got a support on the highest time frame. We've put in another support on the intermediate time frame. We'll have maybe overshot support on the lowest time frame, but got caught on the intermediate time frame, and we'll have tested down into this kind of 40 to 30 whatever kind of level, and it will start the next proper breakout into an uptrend on Bitcoin. So that's what I'm seeing on my charts. A little bit of a different picture than a month ago, but there's good reason for it, for looking at the charts. I think gold and silver are looking interesting for a breakout, kind of a swing trade up to the high of that last kind of professional bar pattern. And I'm kind of still holding on to my longer term Emini short trade, and hoping that next week is a little bit hairy on the downside. But we shall see. It is the market after all. It keeps you on your toes. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Looking forward to next week's trade.